Hey, this is Chris Beyer.
This is Chris Foley.
We are CB Squared.
Still.
Chris, we are still. It hasn't changed yet. So today, I've got a question for you, Chris. We wanted to know, why would an employer or why would a client look to us and maybe consider breaking a long-term relationship with their consultant? Because I know we've had quite a few clients that have looked to us for solutions that had great relationships with their consultant. They worked with them for many years. They weren't high performing in all areas. And we talk about what the highest performing companies do, but a lot of those clients were struggling in certain areas and just needed a different approach. So what's some commonalities that you see, maybe from the financial side, the CFO's side, that you say, if an employer is dealing with this, maybe it's time to talk with us?
Yeah, it is all about comparison, and where I think we have made it crystal clear is, here's our per employee per month medical,
Right.
here's our per employee per month pharmacy numbers, and if you're not fitting within that spectrum, then then something's missing.
Right.
And what is that? It could be all of, some of the financial levers, that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Carrier. It could be your reinsurance carrier. It could be, you should be in a captive or you should not be in a captive. It's all of those things. But, you have said it best, that comparison is the only way to determine what am I missing within my health plan.
Right. Yeah, it's to look at that benchmark and say, this is what we know are the numbers. And then, there's all the different directions we can go to get that number to be more in range. But if you're that CFO and it's just a transaction of renewal and you're not managing your healthcare expenses like you would any other division of your company, that's a good reason to talk with us, because I think those CFOs are sharp and they know what they're doing, but they just have been in an old model that's not really their fault, right?
Yes, and I look at the client that you and I visited with on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
They were with a big national broker. They were getting frustrated, and we met with them. Is this our second year or third year with them, Chris?
Third now, yeah.
Third year. And you and I have always said, you can't just throw all of these things in the pot all at once and expect to not have complete anarchy. So you baby step into the things that we know what our 3-year strategy looks like.
Yes.
And what you and I delivered Tuesday is a $1.2 million savings annually. And we can, and you and I believe that can probably get to almost $2 million savings. Right. And this isn't a big company. I mean, this is 250 employees on the health plan. So it was taking those numbers when we first met with them and said, my goodness, why is your pharmacy at this and why is your medical at that? What is going on within your plan that you have lost complete control?
Yeah. So it's back to control. If the financial team, the owner, the CFO, the CEO don't have control, they look to us because we're helping them gain control.
Yeah. And then the second part of that was, we heard frustration from payroll, HR, and their benefits manager.
Right.
So talk a little bit about, it can't just be about the financials. Right. It's the employee experience. So, talk about maybe that same client. What did we look at, or clients, I should say, what have we done over that same period of time, either a 1 year or 2 year or 3 year period of time, that again made that person want to break a long-term relationship that they trusted and they, really enjoyed working with. But, how did that transfer really happen?
I think it comes back to recognizing that the HR director has so many hats to wear, and if you're on LinkedIn watching this, or you're on any HR site, there are postings for recruiters and benefits specialists and HR directors all over the place. There's not enough talent to go around right now for those roles. And at least with the employers that we're talking to, the HR team is overburdened with way too many things that they're having to deal with. And those HR team members are really looking for ease of administration. Let's get rid of the extra steps that come when it's dealing with benefits administration. Compliance has always been a huge topic that we see. If they don't feel confident that they have a plan for compliance and all the changes that we see month in and month out, that's another stressor that comes through. And then really it's, again, the relationship has been strong with the consultant, but there just wasn't a synchronized plan to help the HR team be more efficient and make better employees and free up that time to balance that then with the financials. There was two separate conversations in a lot of those relationships. So, those are hallmarks of it.
I always like to joke around that, the way I treated my wife when I dated her to now 29 years of marriage is not the same. And that's sad. And that falls on me. But what we see, to take that, and look at the broker community,
right?
We see a lot of people getting really comfortable and not consistently trying to improve how they engage their clients. What new aspects are you bringing to your clients? You just get comfortable. And it turns into the same circus every year. And I think that is the reality of our industry is we have people that get too comfortable and they just believe I'm going to keep this relationship because I have a good relationship. But healthcare's changed so radically in the last few years. You've got to be on the top of your game every year.
Yeah, and I think change has sped up. I know you and I and our team spend so much time now answering questions and talking through strategies that we didn't even think of 2 years ago that weren't on the table. And some of that is certainly COVID related, but expectations have improved because the old way is just not working anymore. And an employer that wants to be better can be. But again, it just starts with acknowledging the fact that maybe what we've always done doesn't work anymore. And we need that next review. And that's, where we have fun stepping in just to see if we're a potential fit.
Yeah. Well said.
That's it. So yes, Chris, I think that was really it. It's that balance. It's HR, finance, the owner, just looking to be better, and we're here to help.
I agree.
All right. Thanks so much.
We'll see you.